Greetings, Boise-Eliot. It's Troy Loker again, and I'm here to talk about the listening tool, our Toolbox tool of the week. We've learned a number of tools so far this year, including the empathy tool, garbage can, then the breathing. Last week, we focused in on using our words, which is super important for communicating with others and building those meaningful two-way relationships. But the flip side of using our words is that we also want to be using our listening tool, and that's super important for communication, and that helps us with making the right choices and using integrity. So, what we're going to focus in on today, what we want you to learn and be able to say is that I can actively listen to myself and others with my ears, eyes, heart, and mind. And we want to do that in order to be able to say that I can make meaning out of what I hear, both from myself and from others. So we want to be able to listen to ourselves, that inner thought, and what we're thinking, as well as what other people are saying. And we'll know that we're successful when we're able to be actively listening in class and in conversations with other people. All right, so that's what our focus is. The listening tool um, is represented by two fingers tapping uh, because it's sort of like how carpenters tap on a wall in order to find a stud. You got to listen very carefully for how the tapping sound changes to understand the wall and the stud locations. And that's what we have to do is we have to listen really carefully to what others or ourselves are saying. And we do that by listening with our ears, eyes, heart, and mind. So let's say the tagline together a couple of times. Tagline is I listen with my ears, eyes, heart, and mind. Let's say it again. I listen with my ears, eyes, heart, and mind. And the hand gesture for this one is that we place one hand on the heart, probably our right hand on the heart, and put the other hand with two fingers cupped gently behind the ear so that we're listening with our ears, eyes, heart, and mind. All right. And I have the question for you. Why is the listening tool so important to use? The listening tool is so important to use because we have to realize that, we might be hearing lots of things going on, but hearing is just like the sound going in through our ears. And yep, we're picking up people are talking, there's noises in the background and whatnot. But when we're listening, that's a totally different thing because we're really focused on what somebody is trying to say, the actual words. We're focused on the the type of way that they're expressing it. We're paying attention to emotions. Listening is so much more than just hearing the sounds. Listening is listening to understand where somebody is coming from, what they're saying, and how they're saying it, so that we can connect with them and have a better way of understanding. And so we do use the listening tool by first using our ears. We use our ears to hear the words that are being spoken, but we can also pay attention to like the volume that somebody is saying it, the tone of the voice. If they're saying it um, soft and kind, or maybe we're hearing somebody say things very short and harsh. That tells us a little bit about where the person is coming from, and it helps us understand the words that are being spoken. So we got to listen with our ears. We also got to listen with our eyes. To show somebody that you are really paying attention to them and you are focused on what they are saying, we use our eyes to look at the person who is speaking. We get a much better understanding because we can pay attention to body language, to gestures. We can pay attention to emotions on someone's face, and that all helps with us understanding where that person is coming from. We also use our hearts when we are listening because that helps us with connecting with others. It's through our hearts that we can feel what somebody else is feeling. It's the bridge to our empathy tool. We have to use our listening tool in order to have empathy for someone. So, this is really important that we use our heart along the way with our listening. And then we also want to use our minds when we can so that we think about what we have in common and create understanding. When we can connect what somebody else is saying to something that we've experienced or somehow make a connection and relate it, then we will be able to really better understand each other. So, what I want you guys to do is start to pay attention when someone is talking, whether that's mom, dad, sister, brother, grandparent, aunt, uncle, your teacher, your friend. Pay attention with your ears, eyes, heart, and your mind, and then see if they are using the same things. So, really focus in on trying to use all those components when you are listening all this week. And I want you to also think about how this relates to one of our core values, integrity. How does using the listening tool help us make the right choices and have integrity? Well, if we want to be doing what's right, what is being asked of us, then we need to listen carefully and have a clear understanding of what somebody is needing. And when we are listening and using our listening tool carefully, then we're able to understand what is needed for the situation and we can make the right choices to make that happen. All right. So hopefully, you guys are feeling good about this and feeling that you can actively listen to yourself and to others with your ears, eyes, heart, and mind so that you can make meaning out of what is being said and that you are able to actively listen, um, whether it's in class, whether it's in conversations with others, or even when you are listening just to yourself. All right. It was great talking with you today. Keep practicing all of your tools, put them all together. It's when we have all of our tools working together that we are going to be able to best work with each other and cope with challenges that come our way. So take care, and I'll see you next time.